What's up, my good people? It's your boy right here. We back at it again. Antoine Scott, a.k.a. Mr. LookAtcha, a.k.a. former U.S. Marine, former deputy sheriff, former correctional officer for adults and juveniles. Bang, bang, get 'em up, bang, bang. Boy, we gonna sit here and look at you. This is Antoine, what's on the menu today? All of this going back to my previous videos. If you haven't seen them, go back and check out my previous videos about how can you and do you want to work inside of a jail or inside of a correctional facility or in the prison system. Because you never know what you might see, what you might hear inside of the prison system. Today, Twan, what we gonna talk about? Talking about some of these guys that might get got, that might get that, they might get that, homemade shanks. Oh yeah. It goes down inside of the jail, prisons, the feds, anywhere inside a correctional facility. Ain't no telling or when you may or may not get shanked on the yard, in the day room, in the cafeteria, if you're still feeding in the chow hall, that you might get shanked at any given time, because these guys and gals would make a shank out of anything. And when I say anything, I mean anything. Now, to go back and say, Twan, what is a shank? A shank is a sharp object that any inmate, prisoner, however you want to refer to them as, may make, which we call contraband. Once again, I told you in a previous video, contraband is anything that's not what is intended for or may have been altered from its original state that it was in. Because these guys and girls will make a shank out of anything. Anything. That's why you always got to be careful and maintain, especially when they're coming from booking or coming from medical, coming from sometimes saying they're lawyers, all kind of stuff, to make sure they don't have simple things as an ink pen or a pencil, or just the ink part of, not even the plastic piece, where they can also wear that down to where that becomes a sharp object, the plastic piece that's located on the outside of a pen. Because a pen and a pencil, as you know, that comes up to a point. And you take enough force with that pencil or pen, you sure can shank somebody at any given time or place when need be. So these individuals inside of these jails, correctional facilities, prisons, or what have you, would make a shank out of anything, as I said before, anything. Any kind of metal off of the doors they can get their hands on, the mop buckets. They will take a sharp piece of plastic, the ringer from the mops, where the mops go in. They will take any part of that, especially the handle. If that handle, I don't see the handle's been broken off from old mop buckets and sharpened down to a sharp shank, which is about yay long. That joint is to a point. They file them down inside their rooms. They will find a way to get this stuff done. Sharp pieces of plastic, toothbrushes, the little cheap toothbrushes that they get, you can take that end of where the other end where the bristles are, and you can shave that down to a sharp point. They can make shanks out of anything. Anything. Now, in the jail, they'll slice you with it, maybe across your face, across your back. Some may stab you, don't get that twisted. But just from my personal opinion, you really get shanked like that inside of the prison system. That's just my personal opinion. If you have further more information or want to correct me, please drop a comment below, and also like, share, and subscribe my videos so you can get so you can go out there a little bit more. But yeah, they will shave all this stuff down and shank you, and you will get shanked more, to me, if you was inside of a prison. Because you got to realize, when you inside of a prison, them guys may be in there for the rest of their life. You're talking about serving a life term, or you coming in when you in your 20s and you got 80 years, or you got 60 years. That's just almost like life. Because if you 20s or 30s going in prison, you got 50, 60 years to serve. You 70, 80 years old if you make it that long. You know what I mean? And you have to serve the time. Or if you got a life sentence plus 30 years, that is it for you until the day you die. So sometimes stabbing you means nothing to them people at all. And if you put them in solitary, I know guys that done been to the penitentiary and got out, then got back locked up, come to the jail first before they go back to prison. They said, man, I was in isolation or solitary confinement, man, for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. That means you was in your cell. You were in your cell, 23-1, locked down 23 hours a day. You came up for an hour, take a shower, blah, 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 maybe walk around on side the secure rec yard where the isolation unit is, and go back in your cell for 23 more hours. Bruh. So shanking you means absolutely nothing to them people. And like I said, they will make a shank out of anything, and they will stab you for anything or any reason. People will shank you for any reason. And it depending on where they shank you at. They shank you in that back where that kidney is, or puncture your lung, or stab you in your neck, bruh, it's gonna be rough for you. That's why the jails and prison systems are always doing what we call searches or shakedowns. I'm gonna talk about shakedowns in another video. That's why we do shakedowns, to try to cut down as much as we can on any kind of contraband that might be inside of the jail. Especially when you're trying to find shanks, because trust and believe, you always gonna have a snitch on the pod. You're gonna have somebody in the unit that's they ready to go tattletale something. But if you get them 200 buns and a pack of soup, oodles and noodles, chicken flavor, they gonna tell something. Because one, they might not like the person on the pod, because, oh, trust and believe, they may lie. But also they fearing for their safety if they know, if they know Johnson over here got a long shank in his room and Johnson ain't wrapped too tight and Johnson ready to stab somebody, especially if he go to court. I'm talking about the jail. Especially if he go to court and came back and got 32 years and he talking about something, he wanted to turn the channel on the TV. You said no, bruh. I call it the shoo shoo. Shoo shoo. Say it with me. Shoo shoo. Right in your side. So trust and believe, shanks are real inside of the jail and the prison systems, especially when they don't know how they get stuff. It be mesmerizing to me of how they get stuff. They will have a shank. It will be wrapped in tape, like some medical tape. That's why if you were LPN or RN and you just a nurse to work at the jail and you hearing this video, keep everything out of arm's reach when you bring them guys to medical. Anything they see, as soon as you turn your back, them guys are like the best in the world at taking something. You got tape up there, some paperwork, or anything. As soon as you say, okay, let me get that real quick, come back, gone. Them guys are professionals. You won't even hear them move. They like a thief in the night. They got skills. I'm telling you. You gotta be careful. They will take that tape after they made their homemade shank in their room or out in the rec yard, and they just scaling it down and scaling it down, whatever the sharp object gonna be. You don't come up to a point, just like this here. They done wrap some tape around it, ready to stab somebody. As soon as the fight go down, you fitting to get it. And what's the sound they gonna do to him? Shoo, shoo. 1, 2, 3. Say it with me. Shoo, shoo. Right in his side. So beware, if you do want to work in this line of work, you do have to be careful and be aware of homemade shanks that's made inside of the jail facility or the correctional prison systems. I always say all three, so you can kind of get a feel. I'm talking about either the prisons, when I say correctional facility, because you might have other names for correctional places, or people may call them prison, or from where I came from, as far as working in the jail. All right, we got so much more to talk about. Today we were talking about shanks, because if you do want to work in this line of work, you do have to be careful. And they do have a thing called stab vest. Stab vest is something like a bulletproof vest, but not such that kind of armor. It's the same thing in a bulletproof vest. A stab vest is for you put it on as a for upper body, protect like your chest, your stomach, your sides, and your back. In case one of them guys want to come up to you and do what? Say it with me. Right up on you. It's to protect yourself. Because trust and believe, if you want to work in this line of work, these guys and girls will make a shank out of anything. You can't leave nothing around at all. They will make do of it. Trust and believe. They will make do of anything you leave around and will make a shank out of it. The broomsticks, you got to make sure you inventory that stuff. If once you change over shifts, if the mop bucket is broke, cracked, the handle ain't something, get it out of there, take it to jail services or what kind of services you have in your facility and get it changed out. Because them guys gonna take something from it and gonna make a sharp object, and it's something that they gonna use to hurt you or hurt somebody else that's in the day room or in that unit. Because your job is to come in there, not only protect yourself, but protect the weak. To protect the weak that's inside of that jail or correctional facility or that prison. So if you want to work in this line of work, like I started off in the first video, do you think you can do this line of work? Because it ain't for everybody. It ain't for everybody. So be careful out there. If you're working in this line of work, just let y'all know what a shank is. They will shave anything down and make it sharp and will stab your ass. Trust and believe. That's it for today, y'all. We talking about shanks. Well, we gonna sit here and we gonna look at you. Till the next time, like, share, subscribe. Follow me on my YouTube channel. Also on Instagram, the Antoine Scott, TheAntoinescott. All right. Also keep following my Look At You videos. They are hilarious if you in that kind of mood mindset. With that being said and done, y'all, don't get shanked. One more time, Twan. Say it with me. Be careful, because they'll stab the hell out you. Look at you.